Cowboy cops just went off.
All these LA rioters were having fun, running around looting, until Koreans started trending in California, as
What?
LAPD apparently deployed their own
Wait, what?
rooftop Korean detail to watch
What?
over the massive amounts of protesters taking over the streets that eventually spilled onto the 101 freeway, as it's basically LA tradition to block traffic whenever you're mad at something else. So now, the city deployed their armored...
One thing you have to understand, a little bit of context as a person like who used to live in Southern California. This place already has a fuck ton of traffic. Like, it's already really bad. Just for some context, I used to live in like kind of Santa Ana, which is like in Orange County, and I would have to drive to Burbank for work. If you're from LA, you know how fucking bad that is. That is insane. My commute was like 3 hours. There's no like alternate route that you can take. There's no like side streets you can take. It's all traffic. So like regardless of like where you go, like you're still looking at like an hour. Again, to the point where some people just pull over and they just go to sleep. They just take a nap because it's like that bad, right? And anyway, so now imagine that, and then imagine protesters blocking the freeway. Like, can you imagine like how fucking mad you would be? Like, dude, like it's so bad. Like them doing this is like so fucked to like just the regular everyday person.
Cowboy cop cavalry to clash with the EBT class. But sadly, their counterattacks scared the horses. So these mounted police played polo on their faces,
Holy crap.
then smashed out some windows for good measure.
Wait, what?
Now, of course, this 6-second clip doesn't look good, but it's not like these cowboy cops just popped out of nowhere. Because if you drove to a riot to hand out snacks and drinks like a soccer mom
Wait,
for
what happened,
insurrection,
though? Why did they do
then
that?
saw those same rioters
seems
setting
bad.
off explosions at the horses that are slowly marching towards you, saying, "Move your car, I don't really feel sorry for you," as a mob marched onto the freeway, waving all the flags of the countries they demand they not be.
By the way, some context, this freeway is like a major artery of the city. So by closing this down, you have fucked everybody, basically. Like, you have fucked everybody in like a 60-mile radius by doing this. Because now, like, the traffic is gonna go like, this traffic probably go all the way down to, like, I don't know, like fucking Carson City or some shit. Like, it's fucked.
Sent to. But when CHP responded, those
Lolo, thank you for
coppers
the
got
prime,
trapped
thank you.
under the bridge.
Yeah, all the way down to like fucking Long Beach, dude. Like they
Or
Man.
it looks like
A lot of them, yeah.
concrete.
This is also gonna fuck up the other freeway too, the freeway that goes to like Alhambra, Alhambra Brea, like that freeway. It's gonna fuck that one up too. This one place that they took over is like a major artery, like multiple freeways like intersect here, so you're just fucking everybody over, like in a large radius.
Another scooter has now been thrown. You
there
saw
you go, throw.
CHP
Yeah, there's
just
smoke.
throw. Yeah, smoke up there.
But the protesters were prepared for tear gas, deploying a leaf blower to send it right back, as their friends started destroying the streets to collect more rocks to throw at the cops.
Man, every single one of these people needs to get
And
arrested.
they almost took one of them out.
All of these people need to get arrested. Dude, by the way, those rocks are big. Like, if you look at these rocks, those are fucking huge. You can, if you throw it from up top, like if you throw that from like, so these like overpasses, by the way, these are like probably like 3 stories. These are like 3 stories. If you hit somebody, look at that. You can see all the rocks like down here. If you hit somebody in the head with one of these rocks from that distance, they're dead. These guys should be lucky. These guys are lucky that they're still alive, honestly. They should be glad that I wasn't in charge of the fucking police. I'd have a SWAT sniper like right here, basically. Are you fucking kidding me?
And they almost took one of them out.
Get down! Get down!
With the first rock knocking off his helmet, and the next one nearly taking off his head.
Man, dude. How is this allowed? How is it? They need to find these people and get all of them for attempted murder, because that's what this is. This is attempted murder. They need to get every single person that threw a rock in this place, and they need to go to jail, like yesterday.
One of these cosplay revolutionaries is
This like idea that like rocks aren't lethal force is crazy. That's crazy.
really gonna hurt somebody and spend the rest of their life in federal prison.
If someone throws a rock at me like that, they're getting 2A'd like instantly. Like this is crazy.
All because they didn't have anything better to do on a Monday afternoon. But before that, they're just causing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damages that in theory, their own—
Like the restraint that these cops had is insane. Like I don't want to hear shit about them being like super violent. Like this is insane restraint. Because like I said, if somebody did this to me, if I was like down there and someone threw a rock at me, they're gonna feel the right to bear arms like instantly.
tax dollars will go to repairing. But nah, that's probably not happening. So they're trying to set fire to those vehicles. And even when they tried to put it out, the cops kept getting pelted by projectiles. But eventually, the LAPD began to take back the freeway.
This is like worse than I thought. I actually didn't see this part with the rocks being thrown. When people were saying that rocks were being thrown, I was thinking they were like small rocks. Those are not small rocks. Those are like fucking giant. Those are bigger than your fist. These are lethal damage rocks, like levels of rock, like lethal damage size rocks.
And even though they're deploying tear gas, why won't they ever employ blue dye so they can track these guys? So after being commanded to disperse—
That's what they should do. That's actually super smart. You know what they should do? They should totally like actually shoot them with actual paintball rounds, like actual like permanent ink paintball rounds, so that they can find them.
if they show up to the next location looking like a smurf, they immediately know who the bad actors are.
Yep.
And there were bad actors smashing up those Waymo automated taxis. Also, they can do
Wait,
a
hold up.
photo
Can we
shoot
watch that
while
again?
waving a Mexican up those Waymo. Immediately know who the bad actors
Hold up,
are.
hold up.
And there were
What
bad
the-
actors
Why does this look so pathetic?
smashing up those
It
Waymo
looks so bad. Like
automated taxis. Also, they can do a photo shoot while waving a Mexican flag with a headband of not Spanish text. As they burned at least 4 brand new Waymos, costing over $100,000.
don't know if it's true, but I heard rumors that they actually called the Waymos in, and they called them in there just to assassinate them. Isn't that fucked up? I feel bad for them. I feel bad for those AI cars, man. They got ambushed. This is gonna be like when the AIs take over, this is gonna be the moment. Like they're gonna like look back on this like historically, and they say, remember they killed 3 of us. They called 3 of us in and they murdered us in cold blood. They killed our people.
$1,000 each, where now there's a massive migration of Waymo Jaguars fleeing the city of LA. Now this isn't the biggest issue, but it's a
Oh
clear
my
example of
God.
how cities that cater to crime clear out any potential for innovation, or at the very least, peaceful civilization, as it's impossible to invent the technology of the future when your city looks like the third world. As even outside City Hall, the mob started putting up their barricades made out of blue benches, essentially creating a no-go zone around City Hall.
Yeah, again, and this fucks over anybody that's trying to just do, you know, get on with their life. Like rather than protesting at like, you know, an actual government building, like, you know, I don't know, on the lawn or something, or around the building on the sidewalk, they're like, let's piss off as many people as possible and make life difficult for everybody.
Also, they can have a little mini motorcycle meet. And in other places, the protesters are dancing. This only looks stupid because it is stupid, but you only think that
Yo, are they like line dancing though? What's going on?
because you have a purpose, as this wasn't stopping anybody, with the riot police easily bursting through their siege. And just inside, LA Mayor Bass makes a speech where you can actually hear the explosions outside.
We're working with officials, we're organizing resources, but what we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is provoked by the administration.
And she
Sure.
repeatedly blamed Trump.
And I don't
Sure.
want people to fall into the chaos that I believe is being created by the administration,
Yeah.
completely unnecessarily.
So even California Governor
She's the fucking mayor.
Gavin Newsom followed suit.
Fox News is calling it the LA riots. Is it a peaceful protest? What's happening? What are you seeing?
Well, I mean, look, Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight.
Yup.
He's exacerbated the conditions. He's
Oh no, Trump tried to do what he was elected to do by the American people, overwhelmingly in approval of. You know, just enforce the law. And yeah, that's provoking riots. Yeah.
Lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire.
Yo, I thought we cared about democracy, guys. I thought democracy was being destroyed.
How dare Donald Trump make your residents burn those robot taxis? And why would Donald Trump order your rioters to beat up the other rioters? As Donald Trump's 4D move makes this militia shut down the streets in your city to chant F Mayor Karen Bass and F Governor Gavin Newsom. Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom keep complaining about Trump when he's realistically the only thing keeping the mobs from getting them. But no, Newsom being stupid is his brand, as his priority today is suing President Donald Trump for manufacturing his California crisis. As Gavin wants to gaslight you into thinking there were no riots until Trump deployed the national...
This is so crazy. Trump gets think about this, guys. Trump gets elected. He gets elected with like a nationwide majority under the mandate of actually enforcing, not even creating like new laws, enforcing current immigration laws. Everybody wants it. By the way, including immigrants. Immigrants actually want this more than they want this even more than kind of more, I guess, legacy citizens, like I don't know what the way to call it, but people whose families have been here forever. Basically, immigrants want it even more for this to be enforced because they hate illegal immigrants. So Trump gets he gets elected to enforce these laws. So he enforces the laws, and then Gavin Newsom sues him for enforcing like the actual law. And then they want to talk about democracy and like how this is so, like we care so much about democracy. They don't give a shit about democracy. They're full of shit. The people have spoken, and they won't give the people what they asked for.
Guard. But as Anthony Cabasa clearly shows us, they were destroying the city well before Trump got involved. And in what's just a masterpiece of idiocy, actor James Woods shows us burning cop cars in LA, but Newsom retweets it saying, "This video is from 2020. And Dalton points out, yes, this video isn't from 2025 when Newsom let LA burn. It's from 2020 when Newsom let LA burn. As plenty of other replies reminded him that his city is indeed currently burning. Gavin Newsom is like if gaslighting was a person, as they first tried to lie and say, these are peaceful people.
By the way, Gavin Newsom is single-handedly like why I left California, by the way. It was like basically because of him. Because he didn't get recalled, and people reelected him. I was like, this place is cooked. My mom was like, Leaflit, this place is cooked. Like, we need to get the fuck out of here. And I was like, you know what? True. When they were calling Larry Elder the black face of white supremacy, like, guys, a black guy said, this is awful. The way that the state is being run is awful. I'm gonna run for governor. Or a black guy, right? They called him the black face of white supremacy and threw eggs at him. Actually amazing. Like,
protesting peacefully.
You can't even make this shit up.
Nobody is
like,
burning any
it's
cars.
So crazy.
Oh, okay. Maybe they are burning cars, but they're just having fun.
And turn what is just a bunch of people having fun.
Yeah, that's why we left, by the way. It was because Larry Elder, it's because the people of California voted to keep Gavin Newsom in. And we were like, how is that even possible? Like, Gavin Newsom fucked up so bad, and he was so hypocritical during COVID. We were like, there's no fucking way that they keep this guy. And I remember thinking like, oh man, is this like finally our chance to get rid of Gavin Newsom? I'm like, man, it would be so nice if we got Larry Elder. And I voted for Larry Elder, and I was like, this is going to be great. Like, he's going to get kicked out. Everyone's sick of him. He's going to finally get recalled because there's no way that people keep him in after all of the bullshit. There's no way. You have to be outside of your mind to vote for this guy. And then the results came in, and Californians voted majority to keep Gavin Newsom in office. And I was like, there is literally nothing I can do here, because if this moment doesn't get him kicked out, what could possibly get people to vote for Republicans and vote for like stopping all of this madness? What could possibly happen? Like, there's no way that it's possible. So we were like, okay, you know what? Time to go, right? And then like when I moved to Texas, I remember distinctly like moving to Texas, and my neighbors would be like, "Oh, hey neighbor, where are you guys from? Welcome to the neighborhood." They like bring us a cake. And like if you're from California, this is kind of weird. Like your neighbor comes over, like gives you a letter. It's like, "Welcome to the neighborhood," and they give you like a cake, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Right? And then they're like, "Where are y'all from?" "California." And then they just like kind of like look at you, and they're like like they give you the eye. "Well, y'all keep Texas, okay?" I was just like, "Don't worry." I was like, "I'm from the countryside in like California. I voted against all of that shit." And they're like, "Oh, okay, good." They're like, "Oh, welcome then." It's actually amazing.
Watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation between officers.
A bunch of people having fun watching cars burn is the new fiery but mostly peaceful. And no matter how much you hate the mainstream media, you don't hate them enough. As they're now saying, this footage isn't even recent.
A lot of these algorithms are surfacing hours old or even days old content. So you might be looking at a video of something, wondering what's happening in LA. It's actually from 2 days ago.
Good to know it's not pertinent if my vehicle was burned a couple hours ago, or maybe even yesterday. CNN thinks you being able to remember things is the real problem. That is, when they're not having the mayor on to lie to you about other things.
I think that our law
I'm gonna be real. I blame Reagan. I really do. Everyone likes to suck off Reagan, but I think it was his fault.
enforcement officers can handle this situation.
And a couple hours later, the LAPD chief said the exact opposite.
We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing.
But don't worry, Democrats.
Like, I'm not saying that like Reagan was like literally the worst, but like he made some pretty bad like mistakes. Like the problem is Republicans like to completely suck him off, like he's like some kind of like he's Goku or something. Like he's like the Goku of like the Republicans, and he's just like he's not. He's more like Yamcha, you know?
That Congresswoman from some other state is saying LAPD is lying.
I was surprised at the way that the police chief was describing all of this. There had been no violence where anybody that was protesting hit anybody.
Because nobody is out there smashing the windshields of squad cars, bashing out the back windows of their undercover SUVs, threatening to tamper with their food.
You go to cover. I'm fake. I know you do, dog. I'll spit on your plate. I'll put my on your plate. Yo.
Wait, is he freaking yelling at him for being black? Is that what I heard? Like, am I hearing that right?
Family,
man,
your kids.
Man,
I can't sleep comfortably because of you.
And that restaurant Cava is screwed, as either they ignore this, making every conservative in America concerned that their restaurant...
These guys are so loving and so tolerant and so not racist, you know? Like, we're the racist ones, guys. Yeah, I'm the racist. Like, look at this shit.
Will do disgusting things to their dishes, or they immediately and publicly fire him and everybody else participating in these protests, and then they likely lose the angry mobs on the left. Either way they lose, just because one idiot decided to say he recognized one cop from work in a speech saying he's so tough, but then also admitting he can't sleep at night because he's scared, as the mobs try to use identifying them as a threat.
Y'all better watch your families too. Traitor!
Nice, really nice thing to say. Really nice thing to say to somebody. Very loving, very tolerant. Watch your family. Threatening someone's kids and wife. That's real model citizen behavior. That's like the kind of people we want, you know?
We're gonna dox you! We're gonna dox!
Oh my god. They're so unviolent and nice.
And these aren't idle threats.
When that guy is like teasing that he's gonna dox them, what he's actually saying is that he's too pussy to do something right now, but he'll ask someone else, but he hopes somebody else fucks with you, basically. He's like, I hope somebody enacts violence against you and your family, but I'm too much of a pussy to do it right now. That's basically what they're doing.
As that scanner account originally dropped addresses of federal buildings, but then released...
They're basically outsourcing the violence to somebody, to some other potential crazy person that exists. That's what it's for. Why else would you do it? Like, there's no other reason to like actually to actually dox them, right? Except to like actually strike fear into them and like their families. It's literally a threat of violence. It's a threat of unknown violence, basically.
Hotel information on where ICE agents were allegedly staying until
It's literally terrorism, actually, if you think about it.
somebody turned around and shared his address where he thought that was unacceptable, and then Insider Wire found his real
Wait,
ICE
this is the thing from earlier.
were allegedly staying until somebody turned around and shared his address where he thought that was unacceptable, and then Insider Wire found his real name, showing paperwork that suggests he's had a felony stalking conviction, and he apparently wanted that post immediately removed, then posting a formal apology stating he should not have posted those addresses, and if he has broken the law,
Now that it affects me, now I don't want it. Yeah.
he'll turn himself in, then completely
Sure.
deleting his account. Now, I don't like the idea of people doxing each other back and forth. It's just sad that he thought he could get away with any of this, when he was openly posting his real name and actually putting federal agents in harm's way, completely oblivious that
You're
the
invisible
feds
over here.
aren't
No,
playing
I can see I can see the chat. Don't worry, I gotta figure stuff out. I can see the chat. I just can't see the notification.
games, as the LAPD is more than over their head, and with the National Guard already supplementing local law enforcement, it's an entirely different story when the 700 US Marines are deployed in the streets, where we already see military helicopters patrolling the city. And it's not just the rioters and their supporters, but the director of ICE, Tom Homan, suggests he may go after Mayor Bass.
You cross that line. It's a felony to knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien. It's a felony to impede law enforcement from doing their job.
Do you think that the mayor of LA is doing that?
If she crossed that line, we'll ask DOJ to prosecute. Do I think she's crossed the line? I don't think she's crossed the line yet.
With Trump stating he should go after Gavin Newsom.
What crime has Governor Newsom committed?
A crime has he committed? I think his primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job.
For which Newsom pretends he isn't scared.
Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
But is clearly very scared.
Can I just add, and this is why I told the president, just get it over with. Arrest me. Move on.
Man.
Now, I know Newsom thinks he's running for president, so he wants to pull a
Thanks,
Trump
Bubba.
and get arrested defending some liberal talking point. But that only works if the arrest is unjust.
Dude, you
not
guys
over
gotta
crime.
admit though, you gotta admit that Trump's mugshot goes hard. Like, it's like, dude, it looks like a rap album cover, like actually.
Times we clearly see with our own eyes. As I think Trump should straight send Gavin to Guantanamo, because either way they're gonna call Trump a dictator, so might as well earn that title. And as all these people are desperate to not suffer Gavin's same fate, being detained and shipped far away, they should just become American citizens the right way and just go on 90-Day Fiancé. And again, as I record this video, the feds have taken the gloves off and dished out some heavy-handed justice, so make sure you're subscribed as tomorrow's
man.
spice is only getting better.